Hi, here's a feature within Photoshop that if you've not used before you should definitely experiment with, and it's the create new fill or adjustment layer. And if we come to Photoshop and we come to the very bottom, and if we come to these little icons along here in this last panel, we're interested in the fourth icon, which is a circle that's black and white. So we just click on here, and as you can see we've got a list of the kind of different types of fill and adjustment levels and layers that we can make. And we'll just start with the black and white just to give you an example of the things that you can do. So I'm going to click on the black and white, and as you can see it's created a new layer and a new copy of the image below. And this mask is the thing that we're really interested in, and some of the features within that I'll explain a little bit later on. So we've got an image of a lotus here, and we'll just concentrate on this screen area to begin with. So if I come up to the cyans here, and if I just slide this to the right, I can increase the sort of the light and the reflectance of this windscreen just by dragging this to the right. So as you can see it's really brightened that up, or if I take it all the way to the left I can darken that screen down. And the same thing with the blues. This will be sort of more dramatic probably, so if I take it across to the right I can really brighten that up, make it really reflective, or I can make it almost black. So quite a nice little feature there. And then with the trees, if I want to bring some more light to those trees to make them more predominant, if I just move this green slider, this will just affect the trees and just lighten that tree area up, or I can darken them down depending on the look that I want. And then with the reds, this will really affect the sort of main car body, so I can slide these, I can make it white or I can make it dark. So we'll make it white for now. Let's just move these trees back down to where they're darker. Let's slide that windscreen down a bit and make it slightly darker. And that's not looking too bad, just as an example. Now if you'd like to know what the image looked like before, when you first loaded it into the black and white, if you come down to this little icon here, it's the second one along, if I just hold my mouse and click on this, I've got the original image when it came into the black and white feature within Photoshop, and if I let go I've got the image that I've created using these sliders. So quite a useful little feature just to create black and white images, and you can just play around with these sliders and just, you can get to see what the sliders actually do in terms of the colours. Okay, so we're just going to close this down, so I'm going to get rid of this and I'll delete this layer mask here, and we'll just do one more just to give you some examples of what you can really do and the power of it. So we'll go for, we'll try some hue and saturation. So I'm just going to move this over to here so I can see a bit more. So if I move this hue slider, this will change the hue, the colour of this car. So if I take it to the right by moving the slider, I can turn this car yellow, green, really green. But we'll go for red, and I'm just going to take this all the way over to red. It's kind of like quite a nice cherry red. Quite happy with that. But the problem is, where I've affected the red on the car, I've also affected on these bushes the reds here, and I've also affected the ground. The ground's looking really red as well, and the red on the tyres. So what I can do is if I click on this white layer here, I'll just close this window down. If I click on this white layer here, and if I just invert this layer by pressing Command I, I've now turned it black. So what it's done is it's hidden this second layer, it's now hidden this, and what I'm really seeing is the image below. So to bring that red in the areas where I want it rather than everywhere, I can just take a paintbrush, and I just need to paint with a white brush, and if I just start to paint on the car, I've now got the red where I want it. And I'll just take the opacity up a bit more as well, so it's really red. And as I say, I'm just doing this really quickly just to demonstrate the kind of power of what this layer mask enables you to do. So it's looking quite red. as I say, it's only on the areas that I want it to be on. So if I just click this mask off, the original car orange, now changed to red, but I've not affected any of the other areas within the image. So quite a powerful little tool, and something I think you should really experiment with. Thanks for watching.